Welcome back to Australian Immigration Updates. Join our WhatsApp group for the latest immigration news and updates. The link is given in the description. Today, we'll break down who is at risk, what this policy entails, and the significant consequences it could bring. So, let's get started. Who could be affected? The Migration Amendment Bill was introduced as a measure to address immigration challenges. While officials from the Department of Home Affairs confirmed that the bill does not expand the categories of people eligible for deportation, it vastly increases the number of individuals who could be affected. Alarmingly, this legislation empowers the government to negotiate with third countries to accept non-citizens for deportation. Critics warn that outsourcing such responsibility raises serious ethical concerns about the treatment and rights of deported individuals. According to Home Affairs, the potentially impacted groups include over 75,000 individuals living without valid visas, approximately 4,452 people on Bridging Visa E, designed for those preparing to leave Australia, nearly 1,000 individuals in immigration detention, around 193 people in community detention, 246 individuals released after the High Court deemed indefinite detention unlawful, 96 older bridging visa holders affected by recent rulings. Each of these people faces an uncertain and precarious future. The human rights advocates have raised grave concerns about the impact of this bill, particularly on families. Josephine Langbian from the Human Rights Law Center painted a stark picture, warning that families could be torn apart, with individuals sent into permanent exile in third countries. Adding to this distress is the lack of transparency regarding where these deportees might end up. She highlighted the dangers they could face, including arbitrary detention, denial of medical care, or even violent attacks. Some might be sent back to countries where they risk persecution or worse. These aren't just theoretical fears. Past cases have documented mistreatment and violence against deported individuals. Refugee Convention and ethical concerns. Another contentious aspect of the bill is that it does not require third countries to adhere to the United Nations Refugee Convention. This treaty is meant to protect refugees from being returned to places where they face serious harm. Karina Ford, chair of the Law Council's Migration Committee, expressed concerns about this loophole, warning that deals may be made with nations that lack adequate protections for deportees. Without the safeguards of the Refugee Convention, deported individuals may face inhumane conditions and a lack of basic rights. Government assurance versus criticism. Stephanie Foster, Secretary of the Home Affairs Department, assured that Australia adheres to its legal obligation not to deport individuals to places where they might face harm. However, critics argue that such assurances are insufficient without transparency about the countries involved. The broad scope of the bill, coupled with its potential risks, leaves many unconvinced. Supporters of the bill argue that it is necessary to ensure community safety, framing it as a way to remove individuals who pose risks. But opponents counter that the majority of those affected are not dangerous criminals, but rather asylum seekers and families who have lived in and contributed to Australian communities for years. High Court ruling and its implications. This bill comes in response to a High Court ruling that deemed indefinite detention unlawful, leading to the release of many individuals. While this decision was seen as a step toward more humane immigration policies, the government's shift toward mass deportation has sparked disappointment. Critics argue that instead of addressing the root issues in Australia's immigration system, the government is opting for punitive measures. That's all for today's update. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on Australian immigration news. Thanks for watching.